Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Yep, it's the Badger Lord again. Just a little early here. And yeah, as I said, at least for the foreseeable future, we're gonna do RimWorld on Tuesdays. And as you can hear, I've been doing a little already. Ooh. That didn't quite shrink down the way I had hoped it would. Let's see here. See, I thought I had it right, but I was incorrect. By 768, perhaps? Please tell me 768 will do the trick. No? Okay, fine. What was that now? 1366. Aha. There we go. 1366 by 768 we're going at then. Alright. And off onto the RimWorlds. So I've been playing a couple of games already. I have indeed been doing another monastic round, as I have been in going medieval. It's a different kind of medieval order, however, of course, under the circumstances. And indeed, my settings are a bit different in RimWorld than they would be in our historical situation. Let me show you just some of what you're getting involved with here. So, of course, we have the three default starting setups. Four, rather, actually, I should say. And I also have the medieval vanilla expanded mod, which gives us a Renegade Lord start, and my custom missionary monks. Oh yes, and of course I had, I installed the aliens mod, which isn't actually really aliens according to Tynan's lore. No, instead, we are having anthros, which are not aliens, but human beings who have been modified in order to survive, adapt, to look like, otherwise seem like animals. Yeah, no, I could believe in about 2,000 years if technology just progressed infinitely, except for the light speed drive. Yeah, there'd be some people who'd want to make themselves look furry and all that. And frankly, you know what? I'm willing to work with people where they are, which is why we are going to return to just something that I set up a couple of hours ago. Yes, and here's a few of the mods that I've got here. Yes, Vulpine races, Rimrider, Kangaroo Pack, yes. And here is our crash-landed party here. We have Yulia, Soda, and Chakin here. Chakin, I believe, what kind of creature is it? I'm not quite sure. But this creature gives plane lever when it's carved up. Okay, so the Anthro Race mod just kind of adds a bunch of different heads that are all basically the same species. They just have superficially different heads and are otherwise indistinct from each other. So I've already got all of the first supplies set up here. Just to get us started off, everyone's wearing their flak jackets, everybody's got their revolvers. Now the real question is, where should we set up a base? And that is a scary question. I had picked a hills map in the hopes of finding a nook or a cranny in which to hide, but as you can see here, this map is very open, and I don't have the technology to freeze caves yet. If you don't know, in RimWorld, when you dig into Overhead Mountain, or when there are caves in Overhead Mountain, you can end up having infestations, hives of bug creatures that were developed genetically and pose a threat. It's most inconvenient to have to deal with, but I don't know what to do. Really, the best thing the best strategy is to try to find a nice, narrow, one-pathed pass. Like, if you imagine if there was a bit of mountain down here, that would be perfect. But unfortunately, this is not our starting situation. What is lichen-covered soil, I wonder? It's a little more difficult to walk in, but it's otherwise about the same. Another problem with this map that I've never come across before, I'm fairly new at this, at playing RimWorld, is marsh, which makes the center of the map a lot less appealing to try and deal with. Not that I was interested again, given all of these caves around here. Well, guys, Yulia Soda and Chak in here. I think for the immediate future. Oh yeah, and by the way, this is the world that they're starting on. Oh, great. Yeah, got one of these guys here spamming here. Give me just a second, will ya? Gotta deal with this bowl here. Yeah, on the other hand, it is nice to know that the bots think it is worthwhile to go ahead and attack me. And that's very encouraging. Give me just a second here. I do apologize. I'm not trying to detract from my stream. Ooh, forgive me. Give me just a... Oh, for pity's sake. No, I'm just gonna shut that off there. Let me go and manage my stream for just a second and get rid of this thing that is currently on my stream. Alright. Switch to mod settings. See, I've never had something stupid like this show up before. So I'm just gonna take a moment. Can you please not spam nonsense on my stream? I'm going to keep messaging until this message scrolls away. Spam bots are not welcome. Goodbye. All right. Well, that went well. Alright, well, that's not exactly moderating 101. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing there, but okay, let's get back to the game, shall we? Okay, so this is us. We don't yet have a name because we haven't had that event yet. We only just got here. And we have a hostile tribe here, a rough human tribe. We have, I believe this is a Phoenix arcology. And we have a Minotaur kingdom. Wait, no! A rough Minotaur outlander base. And as you can see here, we've got quite a few factions here. Kangaroo folks, a Phoenix cooperative, we got pirate gangs, a gentle Minotaur tribe, a savage tribe, a fierce tribe, a gentle tribe, a Minotaur kingdom, a rough outlander union, a rough kingdom. And the Minotaur and rough are... the rough kingdom comes from the medieval vanilla expanded. Minotaur kingdom, I presume, is a fork off of that, which is amazing. Another Anthro group is also among our people, a civil Outlander Union, and a human rough Outlander Union. Are all among the people here. Alright, so let's get this party started. I think the best thing to do at the moment is to move everything over to this building here. There are already some walls in place. I foresee that being decent. Also, there's plenty of steel to be had, not to mention plenty of rock chunks. So, I'm liking this. I am strongly liking this idea. Alright. So yeah, I went to all the trouble of hauling all this already, and now I'm gonna have them haul all of it yet again. Okay, come on, Soda. But... oh yeah, that's right. Soda isn't capable of dumb labor. Yeah, that's my fault. Okay then, fortunately you are capable of other things, and I will set you to task on some of those, other things. Now, one of the things that you can do with the medieval vanilla expanded mod, you can make slate chunks something useful. You can use slate chunks to make cobblestone walls if you don't yet have a stone cutter. And that's what I'm going to do right now. And for the moment, that's what I'm going to do. Because that'll be much easier than harvesting trees, and much, much easier than harvesting stone blocks from chunks. It's not going to look pretty, but it'll do. Okay. Well, if you're not going to construct off the bat here, I kind of wish you would... I kind of wish you would anyway, even though you're probably not going to be very good, simply because we need people we need you doing something, if you're not gonna do basic stuff. Man, I love that crunch sound. Yes, and I have it simplified at the moment. We will put in the complicated numbers later, but that we can worry about that later. But this very, very temporary shelter will do for the moment. Alright, while they are putting together... okay, well, and there's not going to be that much that needs to be put together, so I may as well take a moment to also set a growing zone for them, just so that we don't miss out on that all-important resource of food. There is probably a better way to do this. But for the moment, I think this will do. We'll set up a rice field so we get some immediate food, and corn so that we have a lot of food later. Hopefully we don't need to hold on to these sarcophagi here. Let's have a look at them for a moment, shall we? What do they contain? Not much, that's for sure. No epitaph to speak of. Oh, I have that mod too. We're not going to get morbid and assign those to anybody as yet. In fact, we may end up deconstructing those, but for the moment, we're doing alright. Alright. Yeah, Soda and Chakin are working on those walls just fine. So while they do that, and while... Okay, and by the way, do I have everybody working on growing food? I think I will do that. Because in the process, they're also going to be cutting down plenty of trees. Or at least a few that are sitting around here. I'll do one more thing before we go into looking at our characters here, who have had the misfortune of landing on this planet. I'm gonna set up a dump pile for chunks, so that when they do begin working with stone, because we are going to want to begin working with stone, we will want them to have quick access to stone chunks. Writing press. Art bench. I'm not sure anyone's really capable of that yet. But a stone cutter's bench? Aha, that is useful. Don't worry, it won't be outdoors for long. Okay, yeah. And to that point, we are going to build some roof over here. Over all this. Yes, yes, yes. I expect... Yes, yes, yes. I expect them to cut it down. Surely that's only sensible. Alright. So while we let them begin with the base, let's have a look at them momentarily. I already did, at least cursorily. Yes. So, head of our group is Yulia Burnett. Or is she the head? I'm not sure that I designated her the head, but she is Christian, thanks to the religions and politics mod. I need to look it up, but there's a politics plus religions mod, which basically is about writing polemics and convincing other people through those polemics. It doesn't change things as much as the ideology's expansion, but it's there for a little flavor for me. Oh, crap. She's a pyromaniac. That's not good. I didn't notice that. That explains why she's incapable of firefighting. She's a Democrat, which 2,000 years, well, 3,000 years into the future may not necessarily mean the Democratic Party of the USA, nor the Christian Democrats, nor the Democratic Socialists, but apparently the idea that voting is a good thing is apparently a thing to her. Okay, get that? Okay. I'm gonna do one more thing before I forget. Yeah, let's go ahead and... Oh, it was caught in a doorway. Okay, that's good. I'm also going to claim all of this as well, just so that they focus on fixing anything that is here. Very good. So, Pyromaniac ought to be fun. He said ominously. Definitely gonna want to improve the quality of the interior of our base, then. Are any of them good at art? Well, what is she good at? She's not good at shooting or melee, so that's gonna be a problem. Construction... yeah, that's a problem, but we will work on it. Aha! But this is why I got Yulia. She is artistic, and I think she is going to be the figurehead for the colony. An herb world entrepreneur. In the herb worlds, most suffer, but someone has to run the corporations. Yulia learned the skills of trade, greasing palms, and technical analysis. She is a socio-intellectual machine. And she had a knack for art. Traders and collectors from many different societies sought to buy her creations. Yeah, so an art dealer. Yeah, no wonder she's a Democrat, I suppose. Actually, on all fronts. I kid. I actually don't even know what that joke means, so I'm going to stop while I'm behind. Then we have Soderbergh, nicknamed Soda. A scavenger who spent her childhood escaping grunt work, digging through wrecks and ruins for treasures. Her curiosity got her into trouble, but also yielded many interesting finds. This is, to me, an acceptable childhood. True, it does mean dumb labor is unavailable to you, which is annoying, but such colonists still can be useful. Especially considering, look at that farming, man! A very skilled professional. Because, gatherer, using her knowledge of plants' roots and berries, Soda could find food even in the most barren landscapes. She stayed away from animals, which is also evident in her low animal skill, which is alright, because I don't care about that. She is also an intellectual, strangely enough. And she has little shooting or melee skill, but she could fight. This anthro is a Buddhist, an anarchist, and kind. This final one is a scout and a healer. Not capable of intellectual things or artistic things, but born to the administrators of a Rimworld colony, Chakin was enrolled in a youth program that taught military scouting skills. She learned to survive in the wilderness, to obey, and not to ask questions. After her tribe's elder healer was killed in a raid, Chakin took on the role. She spent her days scrounging up herbs and minerals from the nearby area to use in surprisingly effective remedies. Incapable of intellectual, for some reason, because of Scout, and yet somehow a healer, and also incapable of artistic, she is a Taoist, a fascist, and a wimp. Oh dear, this could be a difficult this could be a difficult playthrough with traits like these. A colony that I recently played with, where one of the characters was experiencing psychite withdrawal, proved to be fatal. Okay, so a normal wooden bed would be fine, except that for a few wood less, you'll notice a simple wooden bed isn't so bad. Especially because these guys are sleeping on the bare floor. That's, I can't accept that. That's not good for them. Alright, so a Christian, a Buddhist, and a Taoist. That is, a motley crew. So we're definitely not playing we're not playing my mission-based style that I tend to prefer, but that's alright. This is a different style of play. Okay. Excellent, excellent. We've got a crappy bed down. Perfect. We'll let them figure that out later. For the moment, we've got everyone working here. Again, I'm new to this, so I'm bound to screw something up. That's just par for the course, I gather. For the moment, however, I'm going to let them repair the steel walls, which I understand I should replace with stone, because for some reason in this game, steel catches fire. I don't even know, but also to the ends of safety, I should cut down some trees, and I should start up a fire break. There are many ways to make a fire break. I prefer, for aesthetic and role-playing purposes, to make promenades. To make 3 tile-wide pathways. At very least that, if they aren't covered over with a roof. Yeah, oh yeah, gonna need to tend to that as well. What's the problem? Available recreation types. Okay, I've never seen this before, which is interesting to me. Perhaps because I'm of the habit of building other things. So, solitary relaxation and social interaction. So, talking with people and cloud watching, stargazing, and that sort of thing. And of course you can see the other recreation types here. Dexterity play, cerebral, watching television, studying through telescopes, which is like stargazing, but better. Music. Oh, they have music. Oh, didn't know that. Chemical consumption, food consumption. That is very pleasurable. I did just have dinner, so I would know. Reading. Not yet a thing. Not officially, although writing certainly... I did download the writing mod, so that helps. Reading books and electronic play. Man, I could go for a game of Anno 1603 right now. And I don't mean actually playing it. I mean, letting these guys play. Man, it'd be good to introduce that to these guys. But we must begin at the beginning. Speaking of which. So, my preferred method of gaining power is the watermill generator. But that's simply not going to happen where this is. And you can see why. It's simply because there are no rivers here, nor ocean. And indeed, the only way to get to water is to go over this bog. So that leaves us with a few other potential methods. We could use wind turbines, but they're inconsistent and demand battery backups. I'm not a fan of that, to be perfectly honest with you. I prefer geothermal if I can't get water mills, but I don't see any geothermal vents. Oh, I am mistaken. There is a steam geyser right here, just demanding to be used. Yeah, it's kind of funny how there are steam geysers everywhere on the map. When no such things happen in real life. Okay, now I'm beginning to remember something else. Seeing those bucks, I presume those were deer up there. No, ibex, nevertheless. That has reminded me that I do need to attend to another matter here. Okay, and just to go over again. So it looks like Chakin and Soda were basically tribals, or post-civilization tribals, and Yulia Burnett is an herb world arrestee. Judging by the way the scenario goes, and you can look it up if you want. Okay. You can look it up for yourself if you so care. But sounds like the Anthro crash landed start presumes that they were prisoners. So I'm gonna say that these guys were prisoners from... bound on a ship that was taking them somewhere else. I don't know why. Could be just because they were furries. I would be willing to accept that explanation. More seriously. They've crash-landed here from some kind of a prison situation, and it seems Yulia, maybe a corporate criminal, maybe falsely arrested. These guys don't know how they got onto such a ship. I would lean to that being an occasion for their arrest being in bad faith, because how does a tribal end up on a prison ship? Lord knows. I don't. Alright, and we've got to check and make sure we're not digging into the overhead mountain, at least not yet. So we did hunt that turkey there, and that'll provide some food, but before it can do that, we do need to butcher it, and we do need to cook it as well. Also, a crafting spot is a really, really good idea as well. Electricity is going to be important, but for the moment, we're going to have to do without that and go with a different variety of cooking. A good old-fashioned campfire, I think, is good for the moment. No, I'm not asking you to clean, bud. Can you please butcher some creatures for me? I just tend to set it to forever because I'm not harvesting all the time. Actually, let's see who's good at cooking here so that we avoid food Oh, nobody else cooks. Oh, well, we better hold on to Chakin then. That's problematic. Another problem I see. Definitely gonna want to mine some steel, and that means mining into the walls here. That could be a problem later. Gonna leave that slate right alone then. Ah, good. Some turkey meat, which means we can begin cooking meals. Simple meals will allow us not to dig into the packaged survival meals immediately. At least that is my theory. That is the practical theory I would like to live by. Whether that is what we end up living by, Lord alone knows. What does seem sure to me, however, I'm definitely gonna build a table, because Lord knows they get persnickety if you don't. That therefore means I'm gonna shrink the stockpile accordingly. Sleep on through the night, yeah. So what is this realm that we've ended up in? Remind me again. This is Boreal Forest. I've never played in this before. I'm used to playing in Temperate Forest, but I wanted to do this for a couple of reasons. Well, for one thing, I wanted to actually try and do at least a semi-random map, but with the precondition, as usual for me, that I should at least have some villages around me, so that I can trade. I have not ever gotten to the point where I call on alliances for help, so that's not an issue in my mind at this point. So I'll look at these packaged survival meals just for a second. A high-quality meal manufactured for use in survival situations. Well, it never rots, it can still deteriorate if left outside. Great for traveling. Not gonna lie, I, for my part, prefer pemmican. Alright, and the best way to hunt, especially with such unskilled hunters such as I have, is gonna be to just get up close and personal. Chakin! Perfect. When you see Brain flash by, That's a pretty sure sign that you've killed the dang thing. Because usually a lack of a brain does cause creatures to die. At least, so I understand. I like to hunt raccoons. Probably not very good eating, but they tend to roam around solitary, and they certainly don't fight back. I am going to allow that steel there. I hope they don't come after it too quickly. There is certainly more than enough to get it. Actually, in that case, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and... Because this is all in the middle of a marsh, that's not going to be pleasant to have to deal with. Our two modest fields are, actually, now that I look at it, a little too close together. And again, this is a steel wall, so not exactly the best wall. Jackin, where are you? Oh. Okay. Go ahead and do your thing, then. I'm gonna harvest some medicinal herbs, because 5 medicine is not very much. And while medicinal herbs are not great, they are better than nothing. They have saved me from infections before, for which I'm truly grateful. Even if they're nothing terribly impressive. Alright, so we got hunting underway, we got wood coming in. I would rather... Oh, you can't construct that chair, that's unfortunate. Only Chakin can? Can you build? No. The only one who can build dining chairs, and that poorly, is Chakin, unfortunately. That is indeed a problem. Okay, so defenses. What are we doing for defenses? We do need to think about defenses. I'm thinking... Or at least I'm trying to think. I'm thinking steel spike traps at this pass over here. With barricades on either side. Wooden barricades. More liable to catch fire, yes, but cheap and easy to put up. Alright, Yulia. Let's see what this trader has to offer, and what we can offer them. So, yeah, they carry a reinforced barrel, which we really have no use for. We have some survival meals. We have some components, which we're not going to want to get rid of too quickly here. We have how much medicine? 30? Okay. Where am I leaving this shit at? I'm gonna need to find out. We could, in theory, buy a reinforced barrel to make a mortar, but I see no reason to do that at the moment. I'm gonna buy medicine, and we'll go with that. Frankly, I probably don't even need it. But lest I jinx myself, I think I'd better buy it anyway. Alright. No, seriously. Apparently, there is a lot of medicine. Yeah, okay, yep. So a neat trick that you can do with non-dumb labor doing pawns, you can just have them pick up things that you want them to, draft them, and have them dump them all out of their inventory. That is how I get them to pick up things and do dumb labor. Perhaps they would retort and say, "Ah, but I made you think about how to do it. Therefore, it's smart labor." And I'm like, I don't care, just do it. I'm just glad you did it, you stupid. What even is this thing? I don't even know what a pig? I'm not totally sure. I'm gonna have to zoom in and look later. A bird? Cockatoo? I'm not sure. I kind of was hoping to avoid making fictional races, you know, like dragons, let's say. I was hoping to avoid that kind of thing, but it seems, despite my best efforts, these still do contain fantastical elements in them, which is not what I was hoping for. Ah, well. Alright, so... returning, though. How do they feel about each other? Well, Yulia's pretty positive about everybody. And Soda is pretty positive as well. The difference in ideologies and religious differences does make Soda not beloved by Chakan, but they seem to work things out. Oh, we can make lamp end tables. Interesting. I might consider doing that, but for the moment, I'm most interested in seeing what is the quality of our rooms here. Okay, what was it again? Focal room stats display. Is this thing of it? Oh, of course it's not a room. There's no wall there anymore. Where? Okay, where'd you go up? Oh! Okay, nice, nice. You go ahead and do that. Don't let me stop you. Seriously, neither of you can mine either. Just go ahead and mine, please. Thank you. You may not be very good at it, but that's alright. Actually, haul that wood first. That wood will prove much more useful, I think. Make marble blocks, make slate blocks, make granite blocks. I think this is the right idea for the moment. 150 seems like a nice round number, seems to give just about all I need without overtaxing my little pawns too much. closest chunks are gonna be marble, but I've got a few granite that'll do just fine as well. Oh! A mad rat. What's this? It's gonna be just a minute. Just sit right there and I'll tell you a sad story about which no one cares. It'll be over in a minute, I'm sure, but... you know what? It'll be fine. I'm sure of it. Famous last words, I know, but... these guys look like they can defend themselves. Perfect. Alright, yeah, and we're gonna butcher that rat. We're gonna show it can't impose on our territory. And, frankly, we need the meat anyway. I mean, survival meals are fine, but let's be honest. Survival meals alone do not make a thriving colony. We're going to want to build a tailoring bench soon enough. Personally, I think a hand tailoring bench will be enough for the moment, since I might not have electricity for a while. Wind power is just too unreliable for my preferences, and I'm lazy. I'd rather just beeline straight to geothermal. That just makes more sense to me. Alright. It's a dull barracks. It's ugly. It's got plenty of riches in it, though. And once I build that, my next focus will be making patch leather, so that I can build some better clothing. Since this is a boreal zone, and this is also my first time playing in a zone where growing isn't either year-round or pretty darn close to year-round, so stockpiling food is also going to be a concern of mine. Perhaps I'd better plant more corn accordingly. Ah! Chicken of the forest. You can't run from me. But whatever that thing is, I'm staying the hell away from it until I've... Yes! Come on. Yeah! Ooh, tasty. Nice. Go ahead and haul that back. We're gonna eat well tonight. Alright. Still, the presence of doors here is not encouraging. I know about ancient dangers. I'm not quite that stupid. I'm not stupid enough to try and open that thing by itself. But what I might do, since there are doors there, I think building some spike traps immediately outside of it might be a good idea. Don't you? Yeah, let's go ahead and build a few of these things here. And we'll build a wooden barricade outside of it. Yeah, wooden barricade. That way we can approach it at whatever pace we want to. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm going with here. I think that's the right idea. Maybe even put a wooden wall outside as well. I've seen this kind of defense made before, kind of a shooting gallery type thing. I've heard it called by Ambiguous Amphibian. Truly, a fine caster. A fine specimen of frog, if you ask me. You know, I first discovered him with his playthrough of Crusader Kings 3. I did. Which one, you may ask? Well, I've never seen the Anti-Pope one, so it's definitely not that one. No, I discovered him from his playing an absolutely cursed king who basically was coronated on his deathbed. That was actually kind of fun. And I kind of thought he was going to be somebody like Killian Experience, who himself is a red panda, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. He's definitely not a Swede who has a tendency to make fun of Norwegians and demonic Finns. No, certainly not. No, he's tremendously fun, but Ambiguous Amphibian, he does actually like playing serious challenges, and I quite like him. His Sims challenges are the ones that are most interesting to me, but certainly like his RimWorld runs as well. My absolute favorite is definitely his 1,000-man colony. Definitely not... Oh. And it's my favorite definitely not because it's only 2 parts long, and definitely because he mentions SpongeBob as basically being his template for his 1,000 colonists at the beginning. Alright, so, since it looks like you 3 girls are gonna be here a while, Chakin thinks you should give your faction a name. What should y'all be called? The People of the Inlet. Bog Babes? Nah. Not Bog Babes. Nah. Amazons of the Taiga? But what if we spread out beyond the Taiga? Hello, bitches? Nah. They're not all dogs, after all, so that doesn't fit either. Something that deals with their background. So 2 tribals and an herb world salesperson. Marketing magic? Nah. The Coven of Elytra. Let's do some random generations and see. The Purple Crab Combo. No, the Purple Canyon League. The Orange Expanse Treaties. No, these are all equally unappealing to me. Given their backgrounds, man, I don't know. I am very indecisive when it comes to this sort of thing. I say we call them the... Did I? Feck. Screwed that up. Fortunately, there is a way around that. The Alright. Yulia thinks this faction could use a fresh name because she accidentally pressed the Enter key with her left pinky. Or right, Pinky. This is not a left-handed keyboard. The anti-spam bodies seems appropriate enough. And we will call this... What should we call this? We will call this camp the Amazons of the Taiga, as I was suggesting. Yeah, sure. We'll go with that. Alright. Man, I like how defensively oriented we are this time around. Usually I like playing more, role-play-y, peaceful-ish colonies, where defense is more mobile, but I think this is justified here. Alright, some cargo pods with polemics on monarchy. Huh. Not sure what I think of that. Politics, although I have many musings on them. Is not exactly my strong suit, despite what you'd think. Who knows? Could be useful. We'll haul them over. Could be able to trade them in future. I wonder who they'd be written by at this point. Thomas Hobbes? His floating head? I wonder if the lore of the Rimworlds, as set out by Tynan Sylvester, I wonder if they contain anything about whether it's anything like Futurama. Rice is coming along well. We're gonna be able to cook it soon enough. Nice and simple. Now, I said I wanted to make patch leather with this, and I meant that. Now, didn't we hunt something bigger earlier? Oh yeah, we hunted a raccoon. Did we do anything with that? I hope we did something with that. Yes, the chicken of the forest. There's some compacted machinery over here. I'd better keep that in mind. Not too far away from our original base. I wonder what this thing is going to shape up to be like. What would we call this sort of avian anthroculture thing? I'm not sure. Alright, summer is here, and the time is right for dancing in the street, if there were any streets to be had. Alright, this little barricaded pass is going to be where we're going to go if we get any raids. Maybe not the best place to go, but, frankly, I think it's a better idea. Maybe not for the initial raids that we get, however. The initial raids are obviously going to be like 1 or 2 people with a club. Actually, no. Very definitely 1 person with a club. Oh, great. And a psychic drone arrives to make our ladies' lives unpleasant. Speaking of which, though, how are we going to keep people's moods up? Well, we do have someone with Plants 11 after all. I'm thinking Psychite Tea. Don't you think? I think it's a good idea. These fields are already fairly expansive. Okay. Gonna supply us with plenty of food for a very long time, even absent refrigeration. Although we still should try to refrigerate in the not too distant future. Okay, what am I trying to do? Okay. But another thing we should want to make, I think. Let's get some psychite plants going. Or psychoid plants, I should say. This is probably, almost certainly not... This is almost certainly not the perfect way to deal with this, but I don't know of a better way, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with learning as I go. Thank you, Soda, for planting some psychoid. We're gonna make good use of that in the not too distant future here. I am tempted to go in right after I finish with all these traps. Something tells me that might be foolhardy. Maybe I'd better wait for the first raid to come before I do something like that. That could be the end of the colony if I try and do that. Looks like if I continue mining into this... If I keep mining into that steel, it looks like I won't hit the mountain immediately, but I see much more interesting things to mine out, if you ask me. Before we do that... Aha! There we go. Our first raid from Wangerman. A 17-year-old teenage peasant, naked, Republican, anti-theist, and nimble. No relationships. Not wearing... Well, he is wearing a pair of dog leather pants, which are awful. Man, I wonder what that must look like. And wielding a very vaguely useless knife, and he has a wooden foot. Interesting. Now, a lesser man might say just shoot the shit out of him. But I do actually have access to modern medicine here, so I can afford, perhaps, to tank some damage here and risk getting an infection, although I would prefer having some penoxicillin. Who again is our medic? I'm not entirely sure. Okay, but Wangerman... I think I want to beat him up. Okay. And what is the... It's H? Yep, let's just melee attack him then. Okay, cool. Nice job tanking those shots there. How are you doing bleed-wise? You're a little beat up, but not too bad. Okay, and who is our medic again? Our medic is not you. It's not you. It's you. Okay, cool. Let's... Okay, Chakin, please. Tend Yulia. And then tend this guy on the field. Let's see. He's part of the Eala dynasty. Is that... Do they have any chance of becoming... Yes, if we release him... If we release him, he could end up being treated quite well. Alright. So everyone back to work, except... Okay, yeah. Gonna have to very quickly build... a bed. Or, could just do that. Yeah. Not exactly, but I kind of like that. Alright, we're gonna treat him on the spot without medicine. Ah, shit. Get back here. And now it's time to capture him and take him back to our little filthy defense hut. I always like doing this, not necessarily because it's nice. This may not do him very much good, I must admit. Especially if he gets an infection. But if we let him walk off the map, we get some points with him. Okay, speaking of which, Yulia. Okay, she's been treated already. She should be fine. We should focus on other things at the moment. Rice is growing quickly. Mind-shattering pain for our guy. Now, is he worth trying to recruit, is the question. So he's an anti-theist, so no friend of any of these guys. He belongs to an enemy dynasty, which is really good reason for me to try to release him for positive reasons, rather than simply because he'd be a burden to the colony. On the other hand, he has tended herds. And he does have medical skill. He has low resistance, which would make him easy to recruit, but at the same time we'd have to feed him, and he has no plant skill, and we frankly don't have any animals for him to take care of at the moment, and we do have a decent enough medic as it is. He does fight in melee, however. Frankly, I think it'd be better if we let him leave. When the opportunity arrives, I say we let him leave so that we keep going and get a little bonus. Okay, speaking of letting things be though, how... And I'm sure these grow zones are not good either. Man, my thought is disjointed at the moment. Alright. But, All's quiet, though, for the moment, though, while everyone's getting their rest on. We'd better feed him if we're gonna keep him as a prisoner. There we go. All right. Well, all right, so things are kind of looking up for him for the moment. Meanwhile, though, we do have to attend to other things. I think for my part... So I have not yet made use of the tailoring bench, for the simple reason that I just haven't had the material resources to make anything yet. Actually, that's not strictly true. I could make something with it. I think I can make a hat, for instance. Can I? Yes, I could make a bird leather hat if I were so inclined. And frankly, a synthread toque is maybe not the best hat in the world to be using. I guess using our resources might be better than not. But on the other hand, what I really want is enough leather to make parkas for when winter comes. Because again, this is well, it's not tundra, but it is boreal forest. And that's, from what I gather, bound to be colder, since this region of the world in real life tends to be colder anyway. Fortunately, it does appear that our healer has the right idea and does want to hunt this red fox that I've selected here. Okay, so she's going up. Frankly, I should probably just let her figure this out herself. Okay, she's relaxing socially. And you're going after the red fox. Where is it? Ah. And that, of course, means Yulia is going to try as well if I don't stop her. You do not have the skills for it. Just let it go. I'm going to let these two gals get their hunt on. We should try to mine through that. Man, I like me some revolvers, but is this guy gonna get off the map? Who knows? Yep, that's what I was afraid of, though. This is indeed an ancient danger. Alright. So we will undraft you. You will pick up that rat. You will haul this red fox. It is a nice-looking ancient danger, I must say. But for the moment, yeah, not even gonna touch that one. Especially considering it's right close to the edge of the map. It fills me with a sense of foreboding. I'm more than content not to touch it for the moment. Okay, Wangerman is holding his own. He's a bit hungry, however. Little toe is destroyed on his right foot. Shouldn't have gotten into that fight, fool. Look at all this jade, however. Excellent. We're gonna make some very good statuary with this. Actually, that's the first thing that we're gonna do. You're not getting anything but jade to make statues with, because we have plenty of it. Oh, that actually gives me an idea now that I think of it. No, not the Jade Confederacy, the Jade Conglomerate. Yeah, that ties into the marketing thing. And we'll just keep it the Amazons of the Taiga for the moment. Nice. Excellent, excellent. Boss, Fennec, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Omnibus and Data are just camping outside our place for some reason. For the moment, though, you content to sleep? Not until you've hauled every last piece of jade that's been mined, I guess is what I'm looking to do. Nice. Rice is 69% grown, boys. We're making progress. Summer's passing quickly, though, so we're definitely gonna want more food than that. I've always tried to start near somewhere that has rich soil, but for the life of me, I just don't see any around here. Oh, there is some up there, but that's a little out of the way. Aside from that, I'm not sure where else would have rich soil. Perhaps I might end up considering hydroponics, well, at all. Alright, hon. The Jade Conglomerate is about to get some nice statues. Oh, before you do that, though, build a torch. Okay. Wangerman is no longer incapable of walking. Good. Good. He can go now. Okay, man, you're free to go. Excellent. And the Yala dynasty has changed from -80 to -68. Maybe if we make some nice gifts for them, maybe they would be willing to cooperate yet more. I have always preferred diplomacy over warfare, if possible. And I prefer to believe that it is indeed possible. This could be erroneous on my part. Could be right foolish on my part. Maybe there are some forces with which you cannot make peace, but... I'm not sure I believe in such. Certainly there were church fathers in the 400s who were of the opinion that indeed it might be possible that all men might be saved in the end, even though it may take millions of years for that to come about. I mean, my goodness, the universe itself is like, what, 4 billion years old? So the possibility of the salvation of man taking at least that long is not, to me, very unbelievable. That being said, I don't know that as a fact, because nobody has said it's a fact. Not Jesus, not any church father. They've just supposed it might be possible. Certainly God desires all men to be saved. That is the thing that's been kind of keeping me going. But of course, we don't know on this side, and we're not gonna for quite a while. At least if things keep going as they have been going. Which... who knows? All that I do know is this. God desires all men to be saved, and maybe they shall be, if they cooperate with him. As an entirely pragmatic matter at the moment, however, I will say that these gals seem to be holding their own quite fine even without electricity. True, not cooking every piece of fox meat is kind of a problem. Time to do some cooking, though, if you ask me, though. Alright, and this rice, when it all gets harvested, it'll last for, if I'm not mistaken, about 2/3 of the year. That's quite good. Corn lasts even longer. It lasts almost an entire year. Pemmican lasts longest of all non-refrigerated foods, over a year. Which is why I have a tremendous love for pemmican, even if it's not particularly amazing. But we were working on sculpting something, and I think it's time to go back to that. Also, meanwhile, finally getting together some patch leather to put a decent amount together to make... well, what should we make? A hood? A draped hood which covers the head and ears? Maybe not. We're not a witch's coven or anything like that. So, I don't see the benefit in that. A patch leather bowler might not be bad, perhaps. Oh, there was some rich soil down here all this time. Perhaps I should have made my home down there in the first place. And built here. Ah, well. We'll go with what we've got, because there are benefits to being up here. And we can certainly move our base down around here later. Nothing stopping us from doing that. One thing, though. We've got to get these gals better at shooting. I say we take everybody on a hunting party. Get some food in. Maybe make some pemmican, actually. That would be a good idea. If we can. Oh, we can't do that yet. Next project, then. Not geothermal power. Pemmican. Yes. Pemmican and the producing of a simple research bench, simply because without that we're never ever going to get pemmican anyway. Actually, I want you to explore for just a second, if you may. Go see if this thing reeks of being an ancient danger to you. Does it seem so? Can't tell? Maybe it isn't. We'll have to break in to find out, but I don't think the precautions I've taken are unbelievable. Okay, resources. We've got more jade than anything else, but in terms of what we've got in the environment, wood more than anything. Alright, and we have our first large sculpture, which is a poor large sculpture, but due to it being made of jade, it's still pretty nice. 8 VIIB, or 87B, perhaps? This work bears a depiction of Bacchides Wangerman being assaulted by Tristan Chakan Fornalos out of bleak necessity. 8 dinosaurs look on. The work conveys the emotions of quietude. Rounding out the work, a zucchini behind the focal point represents the artist's solidarity. This portrayal tells the story of the attacking of Wangerman by Chakan on the 1st of Jugust 5500. Author Julia Burnett. Well, not the prettiest thing in the world, but for the moment that'll do, I suppose. It'll help the barracks look a bit less ugly, and it's now even slightly impressive. Right, though. But who's going to be in charge of research? I say we focus on that. So I want hunting to be in the hands of the people who need to learn it most. Doctor if you need to, be a patient, absolutely. Just seems like the right thing to do to me. Bed rest, yeah, basic stuff, yeah. Definitely do wardening stuff first above everyone. Handling, not so important. Cooking, very important. Construction, important. You're not going to be very good at it, but do be available. Smithing, not important. Tailoring, kind of important. You should definitely be the artist of the group. Hauling, important. Cleaning, important. Research, kind of important. We have nowhere to fish at the moment. Writing, not important at the moment, so not even gonna think about that. Well now, this has definitely been a good run. Looks like the gals are settling into sleep nice and peacefully. We've gotten together 558 wood, 521 jade, and 600 and... oh. We have a policewoman passing by. Poor quality revolver, ratty apparel. An abrasive woman who is a Christian. An abrasive human woman or minotaur? No, human. The corn is growing very slowly. It might not be done till the end of autumn, which is concerning to me. One thing I do like about this start, tons of silver, man. Alright, but we do have Soda getting to work on research. Most useful. Just a matter of hauling the rice in and setting up the next harvest, I guess. Part of me thinks maybe that we might want to put in some more rice and maybe even some more cornfields, or if not corn, then something else like, say, berries. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that, but instead of potatoes, which is the default, let's do strawberries. And deconstruct this giant friggin' shit chunk and get it out of the way. Yep, but our food situation is definitely looking up. It's not much food we've got at the moment. Rice really is putting us on the map for the moment. So I say we finish up sowing more rice over here and keep the corn growing over yonder and plant some strawberries, I guess. I can't think of anything better to do with my time. We could try that Ancient Danger, but I want these gals to have a little more shooting experience first. And for that to happen, we're gonna need to approach some animals. Any to be had? Probably not in time to form a hunting party, I don't think. Oh, there are some caribou, however. They do have a chance to attack when harmed, and there's how many of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 of the bloody things. Not eager to try my luck against those kinds of odds. 10 caribou potentially turning my army into mincemeat. Yeah, no, I don't foresee that going very well. I mean, I guess I could bait them into this trap, but that is rather far away. I could build a trap, but that would take quite a few resources that I could better use elsewhere. Oh no, this has been a good run so far, though. Not sure how we're gonna divide it up. Are we gonna give these gals an impressive barracks? Or are we gonna give them individual cells to live in? Houses, even, maybe? Time will tell. But the first year is usually the most tenuous, and things are usually up in the air for quite a while in the first year. One thing, though. I feel confident that if we let Yulia continue exercising her artistic skill, she'll end up making something truly quite good out of all of that jade. 9 caribou. Slightly scared by that. For the moment, though, I think just being vegetarians, pouring a bit of topsoil on the ground and just trying to live off of that, that'll do for the moment, surely. Before we go, though, we're not going quite yet, but before we go, it'll be a few minutes. It is still a little dark over here. Perhaps I should put in another light over here. In this cobblestone wall. I think we can put another wall-mounted torch in there, just for the moment. Excellent. Alright, yes. And that makes work faster, and makes research go faster, which means we'll be able to make pemmican all the sooner when we go hunting again. And I definitely do want to go hunting again. Oh, hello there. Actually, perfect opportunity just before we call it a night. Everybody, get your... Okay, gals, get your guns! We got us a herd of ibex or some other deer-like creature out there. Alright. Go to town, girls! Shoot the bejeezers out of them. Oh, you think you can hide behind the ancient danger? Oh, don't be fooled. Get over here. Get over here. Excellent. What you putting that meal jack in? Don't blame me. I'm just Don't blame me. If I didn't cook, who the hell was gonna? Not one of you. You'd have just as easily gotten food poisoning as any of us. So I guess that does mean Yulia is the southern hick there. Huh. And to think, that was just because I was playing with working man... Listening to working man games. Alright, someone is bored with the entertainment. Actually... in which case, let's liven things up a bit. Alright, that's it. I've had enough of this. I need something else to do, for pity's sakes. Thus the game of horseshoes was built. Not invented, just built. And we'll put a couple of wooden stools down in between the fields before we call it a night. Thanks to the high mood, Chakin has experienced an inspiration, and she will gain recreation twice as fast, and would like to attend a party. Alright. Excellent. I say we make this the party spot. And we can have her throw a party whenever she likes. Excellent. We'll have you do that soon enough, but first, process some ibex so that we can get more meat. I forget that, of course, research is something that is gonna consume villagers' lives if I just let them do it. So, yeah, no, though it looks like things are starting out perfectly fine, however. I say we call it for the evening. Thank you very much for joining me, though, and, yeah, I say we call it for the night. Been fun, guys. Love you much. See you Thursday. Peace.